Hi, good evening, and in this video I'm going to measure the hotness of a hot chili powder, or the Scoville heat unit rather, of a hot chili powder. I'll effectively just jump straight into it. So this is going to be a kind of live recording. It's probably worth saying that I would definitely say more than 90% of the chili powders that people are kind of sourcing and getting hold of, they're 90% easily are not, I really don't think are at the hotness that people are otherwise expecting. And when you kind of dive into it a little bit, you actually find out that there's actually very little analytical science behind the claims that they're making. You know, they're really just kind of looking it up online and saying, oh, well, that's, you know, that's that variety, it must be at this hotness. But then when you kind of ask for the evidence, there's actually very poor evidence. And in fact, you know, yeah, there's basically very poor evidence. It's just, I think sometimes they're just actually just looking it up online. So I was trying to weigh out 100 milligrams. I just went over slightly. I'll just take away a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so I weighed out about 100 milligrams. I was only 4 milligrams off, actually 3 milligrams off that. So that will just put about a 3% error into my result, but 3% error is fine when you're up here in those kind of heats. What I want to do now is I just want to kind of get that powder out of that pan and onto this, because I'll find it easier to tip it. So, right, I'll come back and get the rest of that in a minute. So I will you can appreciate that any kind of spillages, inaccuracies here will actually affect my final result. So I'm being a little bit careful because it will affect my accuracy later on, because because I'm not putting in the mass that I otherwise think I'm putting in. But that was a good 100 milligrams into there. Now what I'm going to do is grab 900 milligrams, sorry, 900 microliters of buffer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's done. Right, I'll just put the cap on that and I will start vortexing it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now, it does this. It gets this kind of... whoa! You can tell I was doing that live. It gets this little dry patch. I've realised that it's not very easy to see. See that little dry patch? So I want to try and get rid of that little dry patch. I've got to think about a different container for this so that I can sort of avoid getting those dry patches, because I really want to get all the capsaicin extracted into this buffer. Right, now I'll give it a bit more vortexing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So I'm giving it a bit more of a shake, really trying to make sure that I get all of this suspended. Otherwise, I will under-record the Scoville heat units of this. So don't forget, now I've added 100 milligrams into 900 microliters of buffer, and I'm just making sure that I get everything suspended into the solution. Oopsie-daisy. Just trying to make sure there's a bit of dry material just stuck at the bottom of this. So I'm just trying to kind of make sure I get everything suspended in. So maybe the final vortex now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Right. As you can see, I'm doing everything live for you, so you can really follow what I'm doing. Now what I'm going to do is I'll get a clean sensor. I'll put that on like that. I will grab a 50 microliter pipette. So I have a 50 microliter pipette here. Boosh. And I will just grab 50 microliters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And put that onto the sensor. And off we go. Nice rich color there. I'll just give this a name so I can find it. Carolina Reaper, 1 in 10, number 3. That'll help me just continue. 1 in 10 dilution. Yep, start. And off it goes. Now the first thing I can see is this has gone flatline. So there's no way I'm going to accept the answer from this. I can see it's already flatlined. So that tells me that there's so much capsaicin in that sample that, you know, I can't, let's say, believe the result as such. So anyway, as it says upload complete, too high, dilute more. So I knew this was a hot chili powder. I can essentially feel it. And the app has also told me it's quite hot. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to share my screen with you for a second. So everything is being sent automatically to the cloud. Just doing a quick refresh on this. Yeah, Carolina Reaper 3. I said that this was too hot, but the app also said it's too hot. So when I say too hot, it just says, yeah, too high, dilute more, you know, and so it's given me the guidance, and I will dilute it more in a minute. But I could also see when the raw data was coming, I could see that there were some flat lines here, and that sort of tells me that, you know, this is very distorted over here. So the nice thing about the Food Sense Generation 4 and its ability to measure Scoville heat unit is you don't just get some number either off the internet or in an email or, you know, somebody's opinion. You can actually go in there and see the raw signal as well. So what I'll do now is I will do a further dilution of that sample. So let me just go to here, and I've got my 1 in 10 sample here. Now what I want to do is I want to take 100 microliters of that 1 in 10 and do a further dilution on it, because I already know it's too concentrated, because the app was kind enough to tell me. I'll just give this a quick vortex so I can resuspend everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so that will have resuspended everything. Come in, take my 100 microliters, which I've done. Put that into my vial here. And I'll put this to the side now because I don't want to get confused by that. That's my 100 microliters. And then I will take my... I just took 100 microliters, sorry, that was my 1 in 10. I should have said this is my 1 in 10. I'll put it to the side. Now I've got my 100 microliters at 1 in 10. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now I will show you the sample. Now I'll vortex it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Right, they're all suspended. I'll take that sensor off. I'm going to absolutely wash my hands like crazy when I finish this, because if I get any of this on my, you know, in my eyes, in my nose, etc., I absolutely know about it. And I've got to be careful about what I touch, but anyway, that's my problem, not yours. What I'll now do is take the sensor. I'll put that in there. Now what I want to do is I just want to name it in the app so I can actually find this later on. So this is not a, this is a 1 in 100, so that's okay. Right, now I'm going to get 50 microliters of this 1 in 100 dilution. Put it on the sensor. Just give it a quick vortex just before I do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so I put that on there. Okay, I'll go continue. I'll choose the 1 in 100 because I absolutely did do a 1 in 100 dilution. I'll hit start measurement. Off it goes. Up it goes. Signal goes up. I can see it's flatlined there. And we'll get to the end here. And it says upload complete, too high, dilute more. So let's go and have a look at what that really means then. So everything gets uploaded to Chilli. Chilli is an amazing system because it allows us to, you know, see the raw signal and actually interpret what's going on. I'll just do a quick refresh. I'm looking for something called Carolina 103. There it is. Have a quick look at that. Oops, a daisy. And then I'll get to see the raw signal, which is just kind of confirming and telling me a story about what's actually going on here. Flatline. So that's, you know, that already tells me, okay, there's too much, you know, and it's still flatline just there as well. I can see a very intense signal here. So, and it's told me to do some more dilution. So I've got my 1 in 10. I'll change cameras for a second. Here's my 1 in 10. I will get ready to, I'm going to take another 100 microliters of that. But before I do it, I'm just going to give this a quick vortex. So just to suspend everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. Now I come in quickly, take my 100 microliters while it's still in suspension. Yep, I've got it. I clip that down, put that out of the way, and then I do that. So I put 100 microliters of that suspension into there. Take that away. Now I'm going to go and grab 900 microliters of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what that means is I took the 1 in 100 and I've diluted it another 10 times. So that's now, it's actually a 1 in 1000 dilution. Here's the sample. I'll just do a quick vortex on it. It's easier now to vortex because it's not so much a suspension, it's become more of a liquid. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Right, I'll put that down for a second. I'll just go done here. I'm just going to change the name so I can find it. Right, so I'll call that 1000. Good. Right, so I'm almost ready to go. I'll get rid of this old sensor. I'll put on a new sensor. Now, when you've got hot powders, you don't need to go through all this rigmarole of, like, you know, 1 in 10, you know, do all these dilutions. You can just go straight to the point, let's say. But I'm just kind of doing it this way because it really illustrates what I'm doing, and the way the app is actually quite smart and it will tell you what to do. So I've got that. I'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'll come in, I'll grab the sample. Great, and it goes. Right, done that. Come back here, I'll go continue. I'll make sure I choose the 1 in 1000, which is here. Good, start measurement, and off it goes. So we did a 1 in 10, too high, dilute more, diluted that down to 1 in 100, too high, dilute more, so now we've gone down to 1 in 1000. At which point now I've got my result, so I'll hold that for you there. The result is 538,000 Scoville heat units. So I said this was hot. I very rarely find chili powders that are actually what they say on the package. And what I mean by that is, and also I find that with clients as well, that they'll be testing a chili powder and they'll say, oh, it's hot, it's hot. And you're like, is it really? And then you find out, you know, how, you know, well, the supplier told me. How did the supplier know? Well, it comes from this variety. Well, you know, when people report things like the Guinness World the Guinness World Records on chili powders, they're really reporting at the highest point. You're very rarely actually going to get something at the highest point. So Ed Curry was the grower of the Carolina Reaper. The Carolina Reaper has a reputation for being 2.2 million Scoville heat units. You very rarely find a powder that's actually going to be there, because most of the time people are falling short of it. You know, Ed Curry put a lot of effort in, he got it to that heat, and then people just say, oh, well, in that case, the chili... Well, first of all, if you're measuring a fresh chili, it's 90% water. So in fact, you know, if it's theoretically 2.2 million Carolina Reaper, the fresh chili is actually 220,000 Scoville heat units, because it's 90% water. If you dry it down, you may get to 2 million. But most of the time, people are not actually at the heat that they would think, because it's very rare that actually that chili variety is necessarily consistently as hot as you would have been reported in the Guinness Book of World Records. Anyway, that said, now let's go. So I've got a reporting here of 538,000 Scoville heat units. Don't forget that's a 1 in 1,000 dilution. Let's just have a quick look at the data here. So I'll just do a quick refresh here, 1 in 1,000. And I will have a look at the signal. And don't forget, I didn't have to guess the dilution. The app led me into it. Now, I could have gone to just 1 in 1,000 dilution because I had experience with the powder, etc. But if you don't have experience with the powder, then you may want to do that. I mean, you can see it here. Look how beautiful that is. That's peak 1, peak 2, and peak 3 for capsaicin. You know, this has been diluted 1,000 times, and look how intense that peak is. Now, the reason I'm going to kind of do that now is I'm actually going to go to another sample now. So let's change screens for a second. So first of all, look at this, right? Hot chili powder. Ooh, okay, hot chili powder. Okay, fiery and earthy. Okay, we're very good. Okay, so let's weigh out this hot chili powder and let's find out what's going on. So turn that on. I'm just going to grab in fact, that's good. I put them there. Right, so I'm going to grab 100 milligrams, same procedure. I'll just lift things out my way slightly. Right, 100 milligrams. Yeah, I got 102 milligrams, so that will, you know, give me a 2% error, but for the purposes of a live video, I will accept it. I've got my little vial here. Okay, so there it is sitting there. What I will now do is get my buffer. I might just top myself up with a little bit of buffer here. Right, so I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's 100 milligrams plus 900 microliters of buffer. Here's my sample. I'll just shake it up a bit. And then I'm going to vortex it. I might just bring the vortexer in just so you can see. So I'll vortex it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Right, I'm just going to turn it over. Flip. Oh, there we go. I got all that out. Good. Right, I'll just give it another one just to make sure we really extract it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Alright, cool. Right, I will put a sensor here. I'll grab a fresh sensor and put that on. Right. Now I'll name it in the app. Now this is not the same powder, so I'll take out this name and I will put a hot chili. All right, don't forget it's labeled hot. Okay, so okay, it must be hot. Okay. Now I've only done a 1 in 10 at the moment actually, so I'll name that as well. So I've just put names in there just so I remember what my dilution was. I remember what this sample was. Right, I'm about to do the 50 microliters onto the sensor, so I take my sample. I'll just give it a quick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just making sure I get everything suspended. And I will take it. I'll put it onto that. Look how rich that color is. So let's go. Right, so that's a 1 in 10 dilution that I've done. So I'll make sure I choose 1 in 10. Start measurement. Off we go. All right. So to be fair, it is looking pretty flatlined there. So let's have a quick look. Flatlined there as well. So let's have a look. But I will go and have a look at the raw data. So I'm just going to go and check the raw data, 4,430. But let's have a look at that raw data. So first of all, if I share my screen here, this is the Carolina Reaper powder that was being diluted 1,000 times. So there's the signal there. Let's have a quick look at this new one, which I called hot. So I'll just do a quick refresh here. Now it gave me a result, but I just want to kind of see if I can, what the signal actually looks like before I sort of just accept it. So let's have a go at looking at it. Right, so it's quite flat there. It's quite flat there. And it's quite small here. So it's come in and it has given me a result. And it's given me a result of 4,431. So it's probably worth knowing that even though it's described as, and you can see the capsaicin peaks are very much diminished. Don't forget, this is only a 1 in 10 dilution. So imagine this, you know, this is what a Carolina powder, you know, and like I say, they're never quite what people really think they're going to be. This has been diluted 1,000 times. And look at the peak 1, peak 2, and peak 3 for capsaicin. Look at the peak that we're analyzing, how big that is. And then you come into here and you kind of have a look at this guy, and it's much diminished in terms of the peak height, and it's only a 1 in 10 dilution, and it's therefore coming back at 4,431 Scoville heat units, because hot doesn't always mean hot when things are distributed. Okay, if you have any questions regarding Food Sense Generation 4 and our ability to rapidly prepare and test mild chili powders and very hot chili powders, then please don't hesitate to contact us. Okay, thanks very much.